Happy Monday. I hope I look well rested. If you're watching this on a replay, please put hashtag replay in the comments. If you're watching live or replay, tell me what you're working on. If you're from out of town, tell me where you are. I always need to take a minute or two and make sure that I'm not screwing everything up. Okay. It's Monday. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Mom. Cindy. So many faces that I saw this weekend. What? What a weekend. Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie, I didn't ship your kit out yet because I wanted to wait and send the OYS Day kit with it. I hope that's okay. Sarah, winding yarn. Oh, I love that people are working on their Rick Rack. Stacy played Yarn Chicken and lost. Nicole's working on her Chocolmania. So Lee bought some yarn for that, the new knitted whip for the easy folded poncho. She had one on, was getting lots of compliments on it. That's a pattern I keep looking at, thinking it would be a great project for people and a great shop display, but I don't want to knit it because it looks boring. But sometimes we need just that meditative, something we don't have to pay too much attention to. Holly finishing your slipping sideways. Awesome. I can't wait to see that when it's done. Like your needles. Excellent. Gatlinburg. Hi, Fran. Yeah, Angie cast her, well, no, Ashley cast on her Rick Rack while she was here on Saturday. Angie talked her into some beautiful colors. We'll talk about colors of that in a minute. But it's 7 o'clock. Hi, Sherry. So we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. My name is Kristen. I'm the owner of the Little Yarn Shoppe in downtown Saginaw, Michigan. Today is May 2nd. Can you guys believe it's May already? I cannot. I was having this problem last week when I thought the end of April was a really far ways away. And then I realized that wasn't the case. Diane, I did have a great Saturday. I actually thought I might have lost my voice by the end of it, but I didn't. The girls were laughing. I think I didn't move from behind the register for probably the first 3 hours at least. 10, 11, 12, maybe 4. Lisa working on your snarkle meter. So it was quite a weekend. So the Rick Rack shawl that some people are referencing is also what I'm wearing and what I finished. I was working on this last week. I showed you guys, but I didn't finish it until I blocked it Friday night to have it on display Saturday. And it blocked out a lot larger than I thought it would, which is great. Doesn't it look so cool? So it's a completely different look than the pattern photo, which I love. I really got a lot of positive feedback on this, which was great because I'm sure I said before, normally I do such high contrast designs. I pick different colors than what the pattern shows, but I generally do pretty bold colors, and I didn't, and it got a lot of positive feedback. It's got this little bit, I don't think I could have showed that very well the other day. A little bit of ruffles, a little bit of lace down at the end. And it's actually working well in here today. It's actually kind of chilly. So I can have my hair down and wear the shawl. So I did want to mention, thank you, Bonnie. Surprisingly, I have a couple of the kits left from Dream in Color that they put together specifically for this shawl. So I wanted to make sure that you all had a chance to get one if you want one. They're $70 per kit. The promotion for Casa Pinka's discount codes to get the pattern for free have expired, but I want to honor that. So the shop will buy a digital copy of your pattern for the Rick Rack shawl if you want one. So this combo, Enchanted and Pinkitude. Enchanted, I'm gonna see if I can get one out of here. Enchanted has been in some of their other kits. The Snarkometer kits with the wool and silk had this color in it. And it's just this really pale purple. It's like a natural color, but then it's got these little pinks and little purple, like a lavender, really pale lavender in there. But they paired it with their color that's being called Pinkitude, and it is it is pink. So the Pinkitude is one that my understanding is you can only get it in these kits. It was exclusive to the Casa Pinka kits. So I have 5 of these left. People were having so much fun with the wall, pulling colors off, which I'll show you guys in a minute too. But so as always, if you see something that you want, put it in the comments what you want, and Melissa and I will make sure we track that and get in touch with you. So $70 for the kit. The shop will buy the pattern for you. That's the Rick Rack. So then I have one kit left of what Dream and Color did that's close to the kit colors. Sonoran Magic and True to Life. So it would give you that sort of look. I have one of those left too. So let me know if there's something you see. As always, if you hop on late and you miss a few things or you have to leave the live early, they do stay up on Facebook. So you can always go back and rewatch them. And we try and make sure that we keep up on the comments. Sometimes that doesn't happen, but it might take me a day or two, but I get there. Yeah, my mom was here and I haven't seen them since we were in Florida. I saw them the first couple days we were in Florida, and I don't think I've seen them since. And now I can't remember. Oh, but it was so crazy in here. I got to hug my mom hello and hug her goodbye, and that was about it. So those are the kits left. I have the gray in this one is my Saginaw yarn. And then the variegate or the semi-solid is variations in their, I think it's something pearl, smoked pearl or something like that. That sold out within the first, I don't know, hour, half hour. It was crazy. Denise, next beginning knit class. Deb's got one going right now that just started last week. If that's something you're interested in joining, because I know you have taken it before, you're welcome to join in this week. As usual, they're Wednesday nights, 6:30 to 8:30. So we've got room in that one if you want to join. I don't think you'll be able to sign up via the website though, because it's already started. I do have pink kits left, Diane. I have a couple of the pink and one of the blue. Then I was playing around with the wall. And this ridiculous sweatpants and cardigans has been so well received around here. And I wish it would show up on camera just how soft the colors are. But how beautiful is that? That would be great for a Rick Rack. So that's her Addie socks, sweatpants and cardigan, and then the variations in rose opal. I really like the variations for a fingering weight tonal, in addition to a lot of the smushy colors. Denise, okay, we'll make sure we get you in there. Mom says hi, Jackie. Hi, Aunt Jackie. So lots of ideas. People were, the shop was open 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. I got here at about 7:15 because I couldn't sleep because I was excited to see you guys. And Deb and Karen walked in at 8:30, pretty much when Jill got here too. And people followed them in at 8:45, and it was nonstop until, I don't know. I think I finally was able to get to eat some of the lunch Victoria brought for me around 2, but it was, I pleasantly surprised does not even begin to properly communicate, like just blown away by the support from the community, from the knitting and crochet community. So many people that I do see on a regular basis, but lots of new faces too. And just, it makes my heart happy. So I do appreciate all of you for continuing to support the shop, because I love to be here and I love to see all of you. So it was a busy day. In addition to the Rick Rack kits, Dream in Color did have one other set of kits. Well, they had a couple others. I only got one other one from them, but they put this kit together for, I think his name's Vincent. His company is Vesuvio's Crafts. And this was kind of blind faith on my part with Dream in Color, because I know everything they do is awesome. Holly stood outside and Karen. Yes, poor Holly came in and she said, I was waiting in my car until 9 o'clock, and it was already chaos when she came in. So Dream in Color put these kits together. All I knew when I got them, and I know I've mentioned this before, was that it was sock yarn and mohair held together, a rectangular shape. This is, and so I ordered the kits on blind faith. I've had people buy the kits on blind faith. The pattern is finally out now, but I have one kit left. So it comes with, was that 6 different colors of Smushy with Cashmere and 6 different colors of their mohair. Same colors in each. What's interesting is none of the skeins are the same size. So he has very, and I haven't actually looked at the pattern yet, but he had very specific instructions on as to which color to be used where, but it's got right on here, like how many of each, like how many yards of each, or which one you need. So this is my one little one that I have left. It's $245. And the pattern, Melissa did just link the pattern. It's called Mix and Master. It's a really neat, it's a neat look. I thought it would be modular, where you're knitting one piece and then picking up and knitting other pieces. But in looking at some of his photos, it's garter and simple intarsia. So you're knitting 2 panels side by side and crossing your yarns in the middle in order to keep the colors separate. So I think it would be a really great way to learn intarsia without a lot of patterning. It looks like a lot of his patterns are color work. Marianne, I got you. So I have one of those left. And for those of you that did already purchase one, I will be getting with you now that the pattern has been released. I'll be sending you an email with your discount code. I don't know that they actually told me how long the code was good for, but I will make sure that gets taken care of too. I think that's going to be beautiful. Yeah, Melissa. So if you weren't here and you didn't see the chaos going on, we took the Swift and Winder and put it in a space outside my shop. So if you haven't been here, it's still inside because it's an indoor market, but one of the vendor spots just beyond my doors happens to be between vendors right now. So we kind of took it over, and what started as me just asking one of the facilities guys to bring a couple chairs turned into him bringing a couple tables and some more chairs. And so we had knitters sitting out there all day, getting food from the vendors. And I loved it. So the shop was full of people. Deb and Karen and I were running around like crazy. Melissa sat out there and wound yarn all day. Yes, and people got to meet Melissa. You got to put a face with a name. It was so great. It was so much fun. And I know I posted this the other day, but if any of you, Ashley, I'm sure you took pictures. Everybody takes pictures. Like you take a lot of pictures, but if anybody took pictures of the activity in the shop or selfies of sitting out and knitting with the girls, I would love to see that. I'd love to share that. It's almost like being at your own wedding at the reception, and you know all of this really cool stuff is going on around you, but you can only see this tiny little snippet of it. And hopefully other people share their good experiences too. Diane. I think there's one more, Diane. Yes. Oh, you totally forgot. Oh, for a minute I was out there and I thought about taking a picture, but then I was thinking about food. Yeah, Joe was fantastic with the facilities guys that was helping us out. He was amazing. What else went on? Oh, I no longer have an empty space back here. Do you see that? See that beautiful color? Any of you who stopped in got to squish that beautiful color. So what is the new yarn? Julie got further. Good. The yarn is knitted with sport weight yarn. 100% superwash merino, 100 grams, 325 yards. This stuff, look at this. It's squishy, big skeins compared to, obviously one's fingering and one's sport, but the size of the skeins, it's squishy. They have a gazillion colors, but I started with 26 of 28 tonal colors that I think would be just kind of a really good starting spot. So this one is called Basic B. I ordered enough of this to do a sweater for myself. I want to do the, I probably talked about it last week, the Vitamin D cardigan by Heidi Kiermaier. You'll know it when you see it. But again, after getting feedback about the shawl and doing alternating between the really bright colors and something a little bit more muted, I'm excited that I got enough of this to do a sweater for myself because I think it's gonna be beautiful. I mean, it looks like just a basic, it's like a peachy tan, but then every once in a while there are light spots. There's an occasional blue fleck in there. But so you guys will probably remember, and maybe I teased it last week too, but the swatch that I did back when I first got a sample really shows off how you get that variation. So it's a solid, but not a solid. Some people like that, some people don't. I love that. I love that varied look. I wish you could all see this color in person. This color from them is, I just want everything in my wardrobe this color. It's called Black Forest, and it's this deep teal, but you can see in person, you can see the green, you can see the blue, where it's blended, where it's separated. There are lights and darks. Man, I really wish. You know, I think I used to watch a lot of cooking shows, and they always talked about smell-o-vision, like they wish they had smell-o-vision. I wish I had like all the really, really cool equipment that would show this off better. Maybe someday I'll work up to it. Yeah, Nicole's making the Chocomania out of it in the spicy chai. Ashley got yarn to do a beautiful 4-color shawl. Lee got enough to make another one of those easy folded ponchos. I'm so torn right now, you guys, between knitting, my summer trellis. I want to get back to that. Casting on something new with this. Starting to work on my 4-day knit along sweater, which I can't show you guys yet, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So next time you come in, make sure that you check out all the beautiful stuff that's back there. The knitted whip. So I mentioned the summer trellis. I am still working on it now that I got my rickrack done. I finished my first ball of the bamboo sock. Oh, that white is so blown out. There's the blue. Bamboo pop sock. I finished my first ball and I'm ready to join the second one. I figured that's probably not something I should do while I'm talking to you guys. But I'm to the point where I need to start doing a few increases. So every couple of inches or so, she has you just doing a few increases along the side that'll kind of give it that flowy look. But I am excited because this will be really good. Oh man, that's blown out. That's better. Look, you can actually see the pattern. Now that I'm done with the cables, it's just straight knitting. So good TV knitting, as long as I remember to do my increases. So a lot of you, if you were here in the morning on Saturday, got to meet Jill, who is the designer of this pattern and also the designer of the LYS Day kits that we put together. She was able to come in for a couple hours from like 9 to 11. I'm so glad she did. She had a few things going on. It was her husband's birthday. She had a memorial to go to, but I know that quite a few of you had a chance to meet her, take pictures, chat with her. She's a lovely person inside and out, for sure. When do I sleep? I feel like I slept all day yesterday in recovery, but I didn't. I just kind of vegged out. So the pattern, the Pure Local pattern, is available now for individual sale on its own on Ravelry. I am trying to work out what yarns I'm going to have here in the shop to be able to put kits together similar, because the colors are really beautiful. And since our kits are done, we got to do something else with it. So that's what I'm working on. I'm curious to know if those of you who ordered LYS Day kits and have not gotten them yet, do you want to see the goodies that are going in those kits, or do you want to wait and be surprised? Think on that for a minute and tell me, because I don't want to ruin the surprise for some of you if you don't want to know right now. I could always tell you to put your earmuffs in. But I brought one over just in case those of you wanted to see, and some of it is something I might have a little bit more of around the shop. And Chandra, I am so sorry. I do have your kit here. I apologize. I thought I wasn't thinking straight. I will have, I'm hoping to have the rest of the kits this week to be able to ship everything out and have them ready to pick up for those of you that are local. I just want them to get out to you as quickly as possible because they're really, really cool. So the first thing I will show Yes. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. If you don't want to see the kits, do like, you know, earmuffs and cover your eyes. Melissa made bags for me, for every single one of you. And there are a whole bunch of different colors. There are 4 different sayings that could potentially have been on the back of the bag. But look at how cute that is with my logo. It's this, you can tell it's like a neon fluorescent green. Every bag has my logo on it. Every bag has a little saying on the back. This one is probably my favorite. I love it. If you're looking on a small screen, it says, "Does this bag make my sweater look finished?" The bags are so great. I have asked her to make more so I can maybe have some for sale here in the shop because they're adorable. They're all zipper bags. Each bag in the kit has a little lobster claw stitch marker that has a Petoskey stone and either a lighthouse or cherries or fish, all like, you know, Michigan-y things. Sarah down at the bead store, Purple Sage, made all of those for me. Can we just talk about how awesome Melissa is all the way around, you guys? Those of you who know her and met her, you get it, you understand. If you didn't see pictures of or see me on Saturday, she brought me a shirt that was awesome. And we're trying to talk her into making some of those for people in the shop too. So, what's in the kits? Saginaw decals. The city of Saginaw came out with these really, really cool decals. Has pictures of a lot of the local historical things, I guess, around here. Oops, almost dropped it. Sherry and Char, yes. So in addition to being a designer, a knitwear designer, Jill of Knitterella is also a graphic designer. So a set of her gift cards, I think it's six gift tags are in each one. So locally designed. Carol, your cousin did that artwork for the decals. Awesome. How cool is that? Cheryl, yours didn't have a stitch marker. Uh-oh. Next time you're in, make sure you mention that to me. We'll get you hooked up for sure. So each one has a pack of those in there. A lot of people asked when they got theirs, they didn't see a physical copy of the pattern in their kits. I didn't print out the physical copies. In your kit, in this little bag, there will be a card from Knitterella, and it will have a little thing like this with a little code down there that tells you the discount code to be able to get to download your pattern online. The code is good until June 1st. So make sure you pop on there once you get your kit. Like I said, those are going to go out in the next couple days. Buttons. So Starlight Clay is her name is Elisa Stevens, and she's a local ceramicist. Full-time, she is a massage therapist, but she hand makes buttons. And so every one of the kits has one of these beautifully glazed handmade buttons. And what else? Is that it? Last but not least, snacks. We did talk about, I said there had to be a treat of some sort. If you're local, you probably know this company. If you have a Jack's Market near you and you have not bought these, there's something seriously wrong with you, unless you have a gluten problem, and then I get it. These American Gourmet pretzels. The ones that I got for the kits are all their butter ones, but they have like dill and honey mustard, and I think they even have like a sweet cinnamon one. But the company is right in Essexville. I called up and ordered them, and my husband was nice enough to swing by their, they have kind of a storefront with their manufacturing facility, and he was able to go and pick those up for me. So really cool local treat, and something that I could put in bags and not worry about melting or exploding when I send them out to people, because we don't want our yarn ruined. So those are all the fun little treats that are coming in your bag. And anyone who ordered a kit from me is getting that bag of goodies. Not just the first people who ordered up until March, no, April 4th, I think was my cutoff for that. I really wanted to make sure that you were getting something exclusive that you couldn't get anywhere else. So in addition to getting the pattern for free, the download code for free, and the yarn kit, you get all of these goodies no matter when you ordered your kit. For those of you that ordered multiple, it is one per person, so you won't be getting multiple kits, but one's enough. It's good stuff. So yeah, Stacy, the pretzels are addictive. They're just, yeah. It's one of those things every once in a while I forget that they exist, and then I have some and I can't stop thinking about them. What else? It's new in the shop. So we talked about the knitted wit. I mentioned, and I posted a picture last week, that I got some new colors of Malabrigo Rasta. So I figured I would grab those just to show you, because it's a little, obviously it's tricky to show in pictures. So this one's Persia. And if you don't know Rasta, this stuff is the super bulky, 90 yards, 150 grams. Great for really quick projects. Persia. And quite a few of these, they've had the yarn color on other bases, just not on Rasta. So this one's Talisman, which I'll be right back. I always feel like this is kind of a cool thing to see. So this is Arroyo, same color, Talisman, but this is like their sport DK weight. So you can see the tones in that and the tones in that. It's like not identical twins, same but different. You can definitely see that they use the same dyes, but the way the yarns are wound they're completely different. So that's Talisman, beautiful. Marianne, Rasta is amazing. Yes. Marianne, did you send me those pictures? I know we talked about it last time you were here, but oh yeah. Marianne made hats for her daughter and all of her daughter's coworkers because they work outside. And she has this awesome picture of all of the hats laid out and then all of the hats on heads. They all are with Rasta, and everyone's different. Amatista is much more purple than it looks on here. It's kind of like purples and golds. I'm saving my favorite for last. Draco, which I can't believe I can't imagine it's a Harry Potter reference, but that's the only thing I can think of is Harry Potter. There's got to be some other reference that has to do with something in South America, but They don't tell me anything about color names, just the bases, but it's this beautiful, I don't know. It just looks like a good summery green, not like a bright green, but just like, I don't know, maybe spring green when it's that like starting to grow, things are still a little bit brown but they're starting to get that peek through of color. I don't know, it's beautiful. It does look like Game of Thrones. Yeah, so who knows? Maybe it is like a dragon color. That would make more sense. So their last color that I got is called Yo-Yo. And I think this is their foray into full-on speckles in Rasta. Because look at this. I think this color is so cool. And it would be really great in any of those projects, like hat or cowl projects that are two colors where you would stripe them, or there was the lotus flower beanie that a lot of people were doing last winter that you could do in two colors. Like a solid with it would be gorgeous. So as we get closer to December and people start thinking more and more about quick projects, we always have lots of Rasta around. So Melissa reminded me there was one other pattern. You know, I swear I grabbed that too. I just don't know where I put it. There was one other designer, and her name is Jessica, I think. Her business is called Double the Stitches. She had a promotion of her Koteri shawl. So it's this beautiful, what's the last? Yo-Yo is what it was called, Diane. Yo-Yo. Sarah, there's a constellation called Draco. Maybe that's what it is. So the Koteri shawl takes 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. She did it in a solid, that really pretty gold color. I was surprised and kind of pleased to find that quite a few of you, when you were here on Saturday, bought skeins of 2 different colors where you're going to do the lace in one color and the garter section in another color. This is one you actually cast on the lace at the long edge first and you decrease down, which I wish more shawls were like that. So that one also, if you buy yarn for that pattern within the next week or so, if you buy yarn for that pattern, I'll make sure that I gift the pattern to you for that, since her discount code has already expired. Diane, okay, we got it. So I was going to tell you or show you what my wall looks like. And I'm going to try and do this without shaking everything, so we'll see. But you can see a few little holes up there. But you all know that my wall is usually very well stocked and lots of stuff going on. Let's see if I can do this without messing everything up. Look at all that space. All these holes. These poor empty areas. I did have some downtime in the afternoon on Saturday, and I may have been placing yarn orders when I could, that's kind of fun for me to stand at the computer and look at my wall and pull colors that I know will fit into spaces I need them. So Malabrigo order went in. They're really the only hand dyer. Well, the variations order needs to go in too, but Malabrigo is nice because what's a drawback is also a benefit. I can order only what they have in stock, but what they have in stock is what I can order right away. So I don't have to wait the 6 to 8 weeks that most dyers require. Oh, I did get more ridiculous yarn in last week. Maybe we'll talk about that next week because I got more sparkle DK. And oh, see, this is why I keep Melissa around. She's going to remind me of all the things. Next month, the end of June, there is a wholesale trade show, fiber. Well, it's sewing and fiber trade show in Chicago, and Melissa has agreed to go with me to the show, but I need help from you all because I need a title for her. She came up with one that was very professional. I came up with one that was not very appropriate to be putting on a name badge. So I'm curious. I need creative ideas from you all as to how I can register her and what will go on her ID card. So if you have any ideas, please put them in the comments. Girl Friday. So I will tell you, Melissa, I don't remember what yours was. It was something media assistant, or I don't know. She'll put in there what hers was. Mine, media support. There we go. I do, but it's not appropriate. So yeah, I'll tell you guys because, you know, sometimes I swear, so I'm going to swear. But I wanted to put on there right hand bitch. But I think the people that put this thing together probably don't appreciate that very much. So I need artistic assistant. Yeah. The Watson to my homes. Yarnista. Oh, see, you guys are coming up with some good ones. Yes, keep them coming. We need ideas. The last, I'm looking around to make sure because I didn't make myself very good notes this week. Oh, Trapper Keeper. I like that. Actually, I can't give her that title if somebody else might have that title very soon. I'm just saying. Oh, if I move my little notepad here, though, there is one more thing. In my box from Malabrigo, I got their latest pattern book. Machida and Sock, Modern Accessories Style. So this book is all accessories done with fingering weight yarn. It's $21.50. It looks like I have 2 of them left, but it is a cute little hat, a beautiful cowl. I think they start with 1 color things and go into 2 color things. This cute little striped hat. Look at that. There's no ribbing or anything on it, just that rolled brim. A Lisa cowl. This is that like herringbone. See that? All that herringbone. And it looks like it's kind of a fade. Roomy. This is like the size of the wrap that Jill made. It's huge. You see how big that is? The Nova cowl. This one uses A, B, C, D, E, F, 6 colors of Malabrigo, and it's a fairly, it looks like once you get into it, it's a fairly simple pattern, but striping all of those colors gives it a really, really cool look. Yes, Nicole, I will. Valentine, little colorwork hat. And then matching mitts. For my crocheters, they have this jewel shawl, which is beautiful. It looks like it has a little bit of cabling, some stripes. Briar. This I think is just two colors, but it's two hanks of one color and one hank of another color. But that's beautiful. They put such good colors together. Aerial scarf. Just a one color, some lace. Sometimes that's all you need. You don't need, anything too extravagant. The Tea Party cowl. I think this one's really sharp. It's kind of that bandana style over the head cowl. Again, yes, Bev, I am able to get more. Under the Sea is a pretty cabled one. My couple favorite are, we're getting there. Oh, there's an Under the Sea hat to go with the cowl. I didn't see that one before. This beautiful crochet one is called Vibe. They have, of course, they don't have like a big fully stretched out picture, but, and some of it's the colors. Their colors are so beautiful. And whoops, Wave is the last one, and it's a cowl that looks like it's done flat and then has buttons, just a one skein. Look at that, it's beautiful. It's got those little buttons on there. So, pretty cool book, new book. I'm sure I'll have more new things to talk about next week. I will have the Dreaming Color Month Club Color. It's on its way to me. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was things coming up around the shop, around the marketplace. The first thing, which I just found out the other day, it is on this Thursday, the 5th of May, the group, I don't know if you would call it group. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the show on PBS called Under the Radar. They go all around the state and they try and highlight places that people may not know about. And they're coming here to the marketplace on Thursday. So I'm super excited. I haven't actually ever watched the show, but I do know a few years back they featured Maple Grill. And he's a local restaurant out the other side of Shields, past where I used to be. And it put him on the map. Made people, help people find him. And see, Holly, I was just saying that. And I understand that they actually did a show on Omar, who is the owner of Big O Burger and Barbecue, who now has his second location in here. So we're really excited about that. I don't know how long it takes from when they come in and film to when you actually see it out there. Maple Grill is Under the Radar is what it's called, Lee. Yeah, so busy after that. Sorry, I know I saw a comment that was something that somebody said, and I can't think of what it was now. Cinco de Mayo, yes. An honor to be. Oh, maybe that's what I was going to say, Melissa. Quite a few of us had burgers from Big O's this weekend, and mine was cold and it was still delicious. I got what I think I asked Victoria to get me the Big O burger itself. I can tell you what was on it, but I can't tell you what it was called because it was a whirlwind of stuff. Yes, on PBS. Oh, online too, my mom says. I got this burger that was, the burger itself was really good, but then it had bacon and cheese and lettuce and tomato and a fried egg and pickles. So good. I should have eaten the fries first because cold fries aren't, all that exciting to me, but really good stuff. So that is Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, this week. After that, on May 16th, Marie Green will be releasing photos and graphics for her 4-day knit-along sweater. So May 16th is when you'll know the name, the theme, and you'll see pictures of people's finished sweaters. Then 10 days later, May 26th, is when the pattern will come out for pre-order on Ravelry, where you get a discount to buy the pattern. What you get initially is obviously not the pattern because it doesn't come out until July 1st, but you do get an information page that has instructions on how to swatch. It's a little bit different than just taking one solid color and knitting a square. So May 26th is when the pattern comes out for pre-order and you get the details on swatches. And that gives us just about a month to help you decide what you want to do for yarns for that. So we will be talking more about that definitely coming up. And my hope is that I can have, in addition to my sweater being done for that, a few different little swatches to give people color and yarn ideas. So June, we will be working on that. Mid-June, I don't think we have anything really. I feel like I'm forgetting a whole bunch of things. This is what happens when I don't write it all down. The end of June is when Melissa and I are going to Chicago. So I'm hoping that I can come back with that, with all kinds of news on things, trends for the fall, new notions, ideas, all kinds of. I had to take somebody with me who is going to rein me in from not buying all the things. You guys, that's why I relate to you so well when you come in and you're like, I just want to buy all the things. Me too. That's the end of June. The end of July is the middle of the mitten yarn crawl. I can tell you, she's still trying to finalize all of the shops that are participating. My understanding is the passports will be $8 a piece. I will be able to pre-sell and sell the passports here in the shop. So make sure you let me know when that comes time. If you want to get one through the shop, we can definitely do that. I think she's going to have bags and all kinds of stuff. And I think that's, unless Melissa has more things for me to think about. She says no. Okay. She reminded me of a few things, and I had a few things written down. So, yarn officer. That makes her sound like she's in charge of yarn jail. I like it. So I think that's it for this week. I haven't put all of the weekly Monday motivations in the events yet, but I will be doing that soon. So make sure you go in there and click on Facebook that you're interested or that you're going, so you get a reminder when I'm on here every Monday at 7. Yarn of all trades. I like it. Again, if you hopped on late, you can always go back after I'm done with the live. It does load onto Facebook and you can watch it again. And we do keep an eye on the comments to make sure that there's nothing we miss after the fact. So I think that's it. I hope everybody has a good week. I hope it warms up and isn't going to be all stormy and stuff, but it's spring. It's full on spring. Grass is growing, the birds are singing. And so I hope everybody has a good week. I hope you stay creative, stay inspired. And if I don't see you in the shop, I will see you all next Monday at 7.